Hi guys, my name is iPhong and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, the visual novels. Finally, I have free times to go back and read Katawa Shoujo, the visual novels, because I really want to know what is going to happen next. Because in the previous episode, I'm sorry to Amy's mother, you had to witness this. We had a fight. And we're gonna load. Instant replay. Is that Joyce? Oh. Should I tell? I think I should keep in and let Misha knows. Why not? We need friends to work together to solve what is going on here. Well, I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can hurt. Heck, maybe Misha can even offer some advice. Also, Katawa Shoujo is a free game on Steam. There's a game link in the description down below. And there may be some sensitive topics maybe going to happen later. I don't know. I still blind play the visual novel. I still blind reading the visual novel, so do not spoil down the comments, alright? I want to experience this visual novel blind. And also for those who are having mental health issues or having heart issue, having depression or not living thoughts, then be prepared before watching these videos, alright? I don't want anyone of you guys and girls to do something rash, alright? So, well, I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can hurt. Heck, maybe Misha can even offer some advice. We had a fight at her house. Yeah, that's what happened in the previous episode. I keep trying to get close to her, but she won't let me get close, and I said something stupid and she threw me out in front of her mothers. Have you talked to her since then? Misha looks genuinely concerned. I'm surprised, as I almost expected her to drop the subject after finding out what the trouble was. Even more surprising is how quickly I find myself spilling my guts to her. No, I haven't. I just can't bring myself to face her after that. I made a complete fool of myself, and she probably hates me now anyway, especially since I haven't seen her since then. You're pretty slow, Hichan. This doesn't sound like advice. Huh? Also, the main protagonist of this visual novel is Hisao, by the way. Huh? Misha places her hands on her hips and launches into a speech that would sound more plausible coming to Shizune. The solution to your problem is simple. You have to go and apologize to her. Leaving things like this will just make things worse. You can't know that she hates you now unless she tells you. Otherwise, there's no evidence that what you fear is true. And if you really care about her, shouldn't you be worried about how she's taking all this? I'm not gonna lie though, like a moment of silence. I really like it when the visual novel suddenly mutes the or fade out the background music, because by the time I was recording this video, I just got the alert on the phone that something bad is going to happen, and I'm actually scared. Alright. I'm not gonna lie, like I recorded it 2000 or 8 p.m. So I just recently got the alert on the phone, and I know Katawa Shoujo is the situation joys visual novels, but at the same time there's maybe scary moment. I don't want that to happen, but I'm still scared. With a sudden start, I realized that she's right. I keep waking up to an early alarm because part of me wants to meet Amy at the track for our runs. Also, Katawa Shoujo, there's a lot of girls, they have disability, and I really don't want any one of them to hurt themselves, alright? I keep running because I know that Amy would worry about me if I didn't stay healthy. When I went on the road yesterday, I was half hoping that she would be up there, and felt disappointed when she wasn't. I'm an idiot. Kinda, Hichan. So go and apologize to her as soon as you can, okay? I open my mouth to say that I'll do it right away, but the lunch bell rings and I realize that I still have afternoon classes to attend. First thing after class is over, I go see her, I promise. And thanks for the advice, I guess. Misha beams at me as if I was a child that had just learned his ABC. Good, I'll let Nisha know that you're okay then. Yeah, you do that. I swear I wish Misha had her own round. We are wave and completely disregarding the fact that people are starting to trickle back into the classroom, and as opposed to our bit, Misha departs the classroom. I suppose she and Shizune have still got some business again. While the afternoon wears on, I find myself impatient for lesson to end. I need to see Emi now. I have to try to set things right. Even if Emi hates me now, I have to at least apologize. I owe her that much. Should I meet her in her room? No, I decide it would delay things too much. If I know Emi, then I can find her at the track. Still have no idea what I'm going to say when I get there, but I take comfort in knowing that Emi probably wouldn't have a plan for something like this either. Play it by ears, stop being nervous and just get down to the track, figure the rest out when I get there. The track looms ahead, and another jolt of nerves hits me in the guts. I resist the urge to turn and walk away, and instead note with satisfaction that I was right and Emi is still running. I don't make myself immediately known. I find a seat in the bleachers and watch her run instead, thinking back to earlier meetings. After a few trips around the track, Emi noticed me and skittered to the hold, an expression of surprise that slides easily into one of angers. What are you doing here? Not quite the response I hoped for, but at this point I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day. The other day? She laughs in curt exclamation of disbelief. It's been almost a week, he sounds. Yeah, well, better late than never, right? Gotta apologize no matter what. Even if it's after a week. Amy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly, as if sizing me up. Finally, she nods. I suppose you're right. Water under the bridge then, I forgive you. Is that all? Her almost impatient question catches me off guard. That she is already halfway down the track before I think to shout after her. No, wait. She doesn't seem to have heard me, or she doesn't want to hear me, so I keep chase, disregarding completely the fact that I'm not dressed for it. My feet hurt and my shirt collar feels like a noose around my neck, but I still chase after her because if I don't, I lose my chance. Amy hasn't started to really accelerate yet, which is probably the only reason why I'm able to catch up to her, to reach out and tap her on the shoulders just before my legs gives up, running in dress shoes and stumble to a stop. Surprisingly, fortunately, all that running seems to have paid off. I'm short of breath, yes, but at least my heart isn't actively trying to force its way out of my ribcage. That's a good reminder, because the main protagonist, his sounds have heart problems, while Amy, she has to use the prosthetic legs to run. Right? Like, yeah. I still remember Rin has no arms, while Amy has no legs. And Shizune is cannot say anything, so Misha has to come to help. It's been weeks, alright? My touch on her shoulder has stopped Amy, and while there is a flash of concern, while she sees me catching my breath, it seems that she has a good idea of what I'm capable of too. The concern is short-lived. What? She seems so irritated by my being still there that I almost lose my nerve, but I lost my nerve enough. I need to explain myself why I can't just let the matter rest. Amy folds her arms and bounces one blade on the ground in an approximation of tapping her foot impatiently. Angry as she is, and as nervous as I am, she still looks beautiful. Okay, here's how I explain. The thing is, I know that you're really sensitive about the accident about your dad. Oh yeah, we still don't know what is going on between Amy and her dad. I want answer. I can see Emmy's face twitch at the mention of the two things that have been steadily driving us apart, or at least making me feel like we are being driven apart. But that's why I want to know about them, I think, because I see how much they hurt you, and I want to be there to comfort you. I want to be there to comfort you. It makes me miserable seeing you sleepless and depressed, and don't pretend you're on, because I know, okay? I just remember that night when you fell asleep with me and had that nightmare, and that you were happy to have me there when you woke up. I want to be able to be there for you like that whenever you need me to be. The stone face cracks slightly and interrupts before I can continue further. Just stop right there. We can't see each other anymore, okay? She's rushing now, looking everywhere but at me. I'm surprised she doesn't bolt. She knows I can't catch her. We're not right for one another's. That's not true, and you know it. No, it's true. You too. I know that I've been pushy about knowing your past. If you can't tell me yet, then at least let me be there, even if I don't know the reason. It's okay. I promise I won't ask why you need comfort. I'll just give it freely. Amy shaking her head, and tears seem to be threatening the corners of her eyes. Stop saying that. Why? Because you're afraid you'll take me up on it? I'm not afraid. I can't keep the cheating tone from my voice as I respond. Yes, you are. You told me so yourself, remember? That's okay, really it is. However, it seems to me that someone who managed to come out of the wreck and still be as energetic and cheerful as you are would be determined enough to face that fear. Determination? What do you know about determination? Just play Undertale, alright? I know that there's a girl so determined to take care of a total stranger that she'd steal his food at the festival. I know that there's a girl so determined to help me with my own problems that she'd draw up a complete dietary and exercise plan, and that she'd not only draw up the plan, but she'd follow them with me, even when she couldn't run. Determined enough to give me an arm's length, that she put herself through emotional pain if she thought it was the right thing to do. Although there's one thing that this determined girl didn't quite plan for, which was that I might feel that same kind of determination to keep her from being hurt. I fell in love with you, and I refuse to let that be thrown away because you're afraid of losing me. One little control Amy still has at this point cracked, and I find myself suddenly enveloped in her embrace as she cries. Because you confess, Hisao, you confess. Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone? So emotional, man. So emotional. I guess I have to do this. Right. Let's return. I hold her close and plant a kiss on top of her head. I'm sorry, Amy. You helped me when I first arrived, so now I have to help you. It's only fair. You're utterly hopeless. Did you know that? She hiccups and I tremble a little. Funny, I could say the same about you. Can you do something for me, Hisao? Anything. Can you go now? Why? It feels like she's just shoved a knife to my chest. Go? I need to think, okay? I can't just tell you everything yet. I'm still scared, and when you're around, I can't think clearly. But do me another favor. What's that? Show up for our morning run tomorrow? Sure. I smile, feeling better than I have all week. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Amy steps back slowly, almost reluctantly. She sniffles a little and then grins at me, a real smile that lights up the track, overpowering the fading evening's light. See you tomorrow, Hisao. Okay. She darts forward, suddenly planting a soft kiss on my lips, then step back shyly. Okay. Now I understand what you're trying to do. I really like it when you keep the animations. Well, not exactly animation. You create the true still image and then you just fade in and fade out as quickly as possible to make it feels like she's doing something like this. Yeah. Spinning on her back foot, she takes off running again, and I know that our conversation at an end. My lips tingle with the warmth of that brief kiss and the memories of other longer kisses. I walk back to my room with a spring in my step. Tomorrow when my alarm goes off, I'll get up. What? How many acts is there? Act 4 motion. Okay. Wow. Alright. Jesus Christ. I didn't expect that. The morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that at least I've got another chance with Amy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I found out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I much prefer to have her tell me myself. Tell me herself, not myself. Because we need her to tell me herself. Not like, yeah, I'm suck at English grammar. Amy is waiting for me as promised, looking at little haggard, but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more so than any previous day this week. Hisa, you're late. I wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense, you're just early. Amy grins back, and it feels like we are finally back where we should be with one another. Except now Amy, not just me, wants to take another step forward, although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second. I'm worried too, okay? Because this may be a choice that can mess me up. Like, you're doing so well, and then there's gonna be the important choice, and it's gonna lead you to the worst ending possible. Except now Amy, not just me, wants to take another step forward, although the part of me worries that she back out at the last second. Hurry up and stretch, I don't want to miss the bus. The bus? Yeah, the bus, I want to show you something, and I don't want to be late. Okay. I try not to grin too wide. I'm happy beyond words that Amy wants to hang out after the run at all. But her promise of showing me something has me even more intrigued. Is this what she had to think about? I wonder what she's planning to do. I quickly go through my warm-up routine while Amy bounces impatiently from one foot to the others. She really does seem to want to get moving as soon as possible. The run is over so quickly I can barely believe that I haven't fallen over passed away afterwards. Amy set a blistering pace and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. Yeah, I really hope he's not going to pass out, you know. I mean, he has a weak heart condition, I think. Heart condition, heart issue, heart disease. So like running is made hard for him. Well, until the last few laps, I had to slow down just in case, but I don't mind. And Amy waiting patiently for me when I finish, as patiently as she can wait anyway. Finished? Good, come on. Oh my god. Amy, chill out. Be patient, alright? Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse office. You seem in a hurry, Amy, trying to catch the early bus? Yeah, I told Mom I'll be back for lunch. Well, I'll take care of you first then. But he's not gonna come with me too. The nurse raises a single eyebrow at this statement and peers at the two of us searchingly. Really? Today, huh? Amy's response is a nod, followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Well then, we make this quick. Amy entered the nurse office and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering just why the nurse seems to be surprised by Amy's declaration. I feel like I'm missing out on some jokes or the significance of today beyond the fact that it is clearly significant in some way, of course. True to his words, the nurse has Amy out of his office surprisingly quickly, and I take her place after promising to be up at the front gate. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Your heart beats faster than usual, been pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Amy seems in the rush to get through the run, so... But I'm not surprised, today is rather important to her, you know. I suspected that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. She hasn't told you? Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either then? No, I'm not. I suspect that Amy has her own plan for explaining today to you, and I don't want to mess with that. You'll find out soon enough, so what's the rush? Now, as for your heart, I would take it easy the rest of the day. No spontaneous race or anything like that, right? Guys, she won't have her running legs on anyway, right? No, but if you think something like that is going to stop her, good point. I don't think it will be much of an issue today of all days, but still. He's trying to reassure me he's doing a terrible job. I'm quickly becoming more and more worried about what today could be for, like suddenly finding out Amy's in the court or something. At the same time, if today is such a big deal and Amy wants me to be with her for it, then maybe she really does want to grow closer to me. Maybe this will be the answer to all riddles, to the sleepless night and the sudden mood swing. Either way, I barely remembered telling the nurse before taking off as quickly as I dared from my room to get a shower and throw on some decent looking clothes. If today is as important as it seemed to be, I stretched appropriately. Amy of course proves me wrong as soon as I reach the front gate wearing her usual shirt and shorts, so at least I know it's not a terribly formal affair, whatever it is. You're early, Hisao. Not as early as you, eager are we? Amy cheekily pokes out her tongue. The bus stop isn't very crowded at this hour, which seems to please Amy, and we end up relaxing a little as we wait. We sit in silence for a while, but I can tell that Amy is trying to work herself up to say something. I don't have anything to say myself, so I sit waiting for her to talk. It doesn't take too long. So I'm sure you're curious as to why the nurse thought it was so weird for me to be bringing you along today. I was a bit yes, but if you are not ready to tell me... Amy stopped my sentence by placing a finger on my lip. The lips, not the tongue. I'm so stupid, man. I am a dumb person. I am a stupid person. I'm not a smart person. Don't tell me, Hisao. I want to tell you this, but I'm just uncertain as to how to go about it. I don't want to keep delaying or deferring. I just want to be able to say it. So say it. You know that is not going to be that easy for me, Hisao. So treat it like running. Warm up to it with something small and easy and go from there. But don't do it too fast, okay? I'm a patient man. I can wait for you to get to it. Amy seems to consider my words, weighing them against what is probably a desire to get it over with. I will admit, as much as I keep telling Amy to take her time, I wouldn't mind her getting it over with either. But somehow, I know that Amy probably needs more time than the bus rides will provide to get it all out, whatever it is. Yeah, maybe you're right. The bus stop probably isn't the best place for this anyway, but just to make sure that I don't go back on my word, I'll at least say this. She takes a deep breath, lets it out, and after a moment says it in low voice. We're going to see my dad today. No way, really? No way, really? Are we going to get to know more about Dad? About Amy's dad? And the words hang in the air, and I can see that Amy is afraid that I'll panic and disappear in response, which a part of me almost wants to do. But it would be stupid of me to back out, or to suddenly abandon the promise I made to be there for Amy when she needs me. The nurse thought it was so weird of her to bring me along. She doesn't bring anyone along, or at least I'm willing to bet that she hasn't before today. The day seems to take on even greater significance. What is it? What has it taken Amy to get this far? And why is that the best I can manage as a response? Yeah. I don't know what I should say. Nothing, I think. Just promise that you're going to come with me. Of course, you know I will. Asking Amy's dad, can I take her to the bed? Alright, I'll stop. Amy smiles wanly, looking at a little relief. Good, in that case, we better get going. The bus pulls up just a little after she finished the sentence. Vague memories of my first trip out here come to mind as I step off the bus, but unfortunately they are too vague to be of any use. I will be the first to admit that I don't quite recall how to get to Amy's house, so I let her lead the way. She seems content to walk in silence, and I myself have no idea what I could possibly say, so the two of us arrived at her house, having said nothing since getting off the bus. Amy's mother opened the doors and doesn't seem surprised to see me standing next to her daughters. I expect that Amy would have phoned ahead to let her mother know of the change in plans. Amy, you're just in time. Lunch is just about ready. Great. I was afraid we might be running late. As far as you were going this morning, I doubt there was much of a chance of that. I certainly hope she wasn't too much of the bother. She tends to get a little paranoid about being on time when food's involved. I had noticed. This earns me a swat on the arm from Amy, who, despite the serious nature of our conversation on the bus and the almost brooding quiet walk, has quickly become cheerful again. Probably to keep her mothers from worrying about whatever it is, Amy plans to tell me later. Mrs. Ibarazaki ushers us in, and in short order we are around the table devouring lunch. I hadn't realized how hungry I was until I got here, but for once I seem to be eating almost as much as Amy. Well, before that, like, you do exercise or like you're gonna get hungry, you know. Goodness, it's a good thing I make so much. The two of you are acting like you haven't eaten in days. I skipped breakfast this morning. Me too. Had to catch the bus, I assume. Then I figured you make too much food, so it wouldn't matter if I skip breakfast. But it's good to know that I'm predictable. Amy nods enthusiastically and conversation falls off again as we very nearly clear the table of anything edible. It's a testament to the sheer amount of food on offers that we don't finish everything. I lean back in my chair with a sigh and thanks Mrs. Ibarazaki for the food. I'm glad you like it. Now, has Amy told you where we're going? Yeah, show it. Is it far from here? Not really, but we drive there to save time. It's closest kind of early. I nod in a sense and stand up ready to go. Well then, shall we? Mrs. Ibarazaki nods and leaves the rooms to grab her keys. Amy, I notice, has started to fidget nervously. Second thoughts? Amy smiles tightly at me and shrugs. She falls silent again, which probably means that I'm right, and she is starting to regret bringing me along. Not that I blame her, she does such a good job of shutting me out that I doubt it's easy to suddenly open up. Honestly, I'm worried that she's forcing it. But she said while waiting for the bus that I'm not supposed to give her a chance to back out. And since I promised to go with her anyway, I suppose there's not much of a choice. I can't go back on my promise, and she can't go back on her. I just hope the both of us are up to it. We are off. Amy's mother blows through the dining room, collects the two of us, and heads out the door at a brisk pace. Now I know where her daughter gets it from. The couple's... Okay, so that's where her father is. Oh god. Why it reminds me of Clanat right now. Good god, if we make it to the cemetery place. The couple's up at the cemetery gates, and I feel Amy tense up beside me. I reach over and give her hand a comforting squeeze, which causes her to relax a little. Amy's mother doesn't follow us. Amy's mother doesn't follow us, explaining that she prefers to visit the grave alone. Yeah. Amy steps through the gates and look back, as if to make sure I'm still there. We step into the cemetery. I don't feel comfortable in cemeteries. Gravestones litter the ground, each one serving as a reminder that someone used to be alive and is no longer. How many die young? how many were as old as I am now? When do I wind up with a marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a deep question because very recently that poor child, poor little girls getting abused by her parents, and she didn't make it. And yeah, people have, I think, no, not her parents. It's just the neighbors has to think about how to set up the little girl's funerals, and it's pretty tough. And also another case of there's a teenage boys or the girls something. I think, yeah, like there's so many child abuse, and there's so many school bullies in Vietnam nowadays, and there some of them they didn't make it, and it's always painful to set up funerals, and it's really sad. And yeah, they didn't make it, they died young, and I don't know, I really need I really need to like remind you guys and girls that you're not alone. If you are the victims of school bullies, seek help. Try to find the police, or talk to adults, because this is not okay. And I'm not gonna lie, the education system in Vietnam is currently not good, and I really wish the governments they need to take school bullying more seriously. They need to punish school bullies. They need to also to punish those who abuse children. I'm not gonna lie, like this is so sad. Looking at the cemetery and having the main protagonist asking this deep question. This is very rough, man. I'm really glad that I warned you guys and girls in the beginning, and wow, this is tough. Okay, am I have enough courage to continue though? How many passed away young? How many were as old as I am now? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to reach 27 years old now, and a lot of people was saying that being 27 is actually the cursed age, because a lot of people pass away when they are 27, and the majority of the reason why is the depression, and that leads to non-living thoughts, and this is tough. This is tough, man. And also, like, I think like he saw around the being a teenager's years, and in real life there's gonna be well, not just children, not just kids at school getting school bullied, not just they get abused by their parents, but also like there's children already like dealing with disabilities for a very long time, and they don't have much time left, and it is really tough to it's really tough to watch, man. When do I wind up with the marker of my own? How much longer do I have left? That's a really good question. How much longer do I have left? The concept of not waking up, not seeing Emmys anymore is not a happy one. Everything goes black, or like you either go stairway to heaven or go down to hell. It's a really scary concept. We don't know like what is going to happen after pass away. It frightens me, and I very nearly turned around and exit right then and there. I don't want to go among people who pass away. I don't want to see their stones and think about who they were or what they could have been if they only had more time. Then I look at the girl next to me, and my resolve returns. Amy striding purposefully down the path, eyes clear, setting a pace that's very nearly a jog. The sooner we get there, I suspect she thinks the better. Oh god, it just suddenly pops up. We're here. A gravestone, wholly unremarkable in everything except for the name etched upon it. The grass has grown up around the base. Amy's eyes are riveted to the stone. After a few moments, she turns around, looking surprisingly calm yet solemn. Pink's not actually my favorite color, you know. I understand that. What? I'm warming up to it. People tend to think that pink's my favorite color. I think it's because I like strawberry, and even though those are red, they just assume that pink's the right color for strawberries. And that is my favorite color, but it's not. I'm too polite to tell anyone otherwise, and of course, and it's not the kind of thing worth getting worried about, but I bet even you thought pink was my favorite colors. Blue. That's my favorite color. My mom and dad are the only two who know that, and now you do too. Thanks for telling me, I think. You're welcome. There's a pause as she considers what to say next, drawing a quick breath. I can carry a tune to save my life. I can hum, but actually singing a song is something I'll never be able to do. I don't mind, but because I'm not a fan of karaoke anyway. That's one potential date idea out the windows. People all think that I'm a really popular and friendly person, but I only have a few close friends. Probably because I keep everyone in the dark, but I think it's also because I hate the idea of losing a close friend. There aren't many people worth the risk. I'm terrible at saying goodbye. I sometimes think that I only run because it's what I used to do with my father. You're not my first boyfriend. I dated a guy for a long while during my second year at Yamaku, but in the end we broke up because I didn't want to get closer to him. He couldn't live well with that distance between us. Her rate of speaking increased slightly, as if she's rushing toward the finish line. I'm actually 1 year older than you. Everybody thinks I'm younger because I'm short, but I had to skip one school year because of my accident. Aww. They initially thought that I was paralyzed when they pulled me out of the wreckage. I lost my leg already, but they were afraid that I wouldn't even be able to use what was left of them. After surgery, it was clear that their initial assessment was mistaken. I couldn't feel my leg because of shock, short-term paralysis due to the other trauma I experienced. My recovery was one of the fastest ways they ever seen, or so they told me. I never found out if they were serious about that, or if they told that to all the patients learning to walk again. She pauses, gathering herself for one last effort. 8 years ago today, I lost my leg. And I lost my father as well. He passed away on the way to the hospital. I didn't even get to go to the gravesite until 2 months later and couldn't attend his funeral. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't be. That's what everyone always say, that they are sorry. I hate hearing that. Like anyone could have done anything to change what happened. You know the best piece of advice I got? these things happen. I don't even remember who said it, but I guess they didn't have anything better to say. But it's true, you know, these things happen and there's nothing you can do about it. They aren't necessarily planned, but they aren't always bad. And they aren't always good, but they are. So I made a decision that I would live without worrying about the future, and to make sure that I never had to say goodbye again. I decided that I wouldn't let people get close to me anymore. After all, they could be taken away at any time. You know what? She laughs a little bitterly. Her eyes start to well up with tears, and I step forward to embrace her, but she holds up a hand to stop me. I'm not finished. Alright? A deep breath, and she continues. It worked pretty well until I met you and saw that you were trying to adjust to stop here, so I thought I'd help, and then you were so nice and I couldn't help it. I just... The tears are flowing now, and she accepted the embrace this time. The rest of her sentence is mumbled into my chest. I tried not to fall for you, but I did. And then I tried to keep you at a distance, like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. But I've been so scared. Because I don't want to lose you, and I might anyway. So I need to check again. Yeah, she in the prosthetic leg. Yeah, I know the image zoom out very slowly. Yeah, I tried not to fall for you, but I did, and then I tried to keep you at a distance, like with my first boyfriend, but I couldn't. But I've been so scared because I don't want to lose you, and I might anyway. Hey, I'm still around, right? And maybe I won't be forever, but don't you think it would be fun while it lasts? Neither of us could survive the day. There could be a bus crash or something, but so long as I know that I've been with you, I don't think it matters. A sudden thought struck me, and I can't help laughing. My condition had me scared, passing away so badly that I immediately seized on the opportunity Amy presented to improve my odds of living longer. But without Amy, would there have been any motivation to keep up with my running? It hits me that Amy is the reason I want to go running every day, so I can spend as much time with her as possible. Amy looks up at me and confused. We go on living until we stop, and when we stop living, we'll be able to know that at least we had time together. I wouldn't have it any other way, because I love you, Amy, and right now that's enough for me. Amy smiles through her tears and steps back from me. You know, it's funny. Wait. I thought that's the best way to live in the moment was to do it alone, but now I don't think I have it any other way either. I'm glad I met you, he sighed. Where these things happen, Amy and I stayed by the grave for a while as Amy pays her respect to her father. When she's ready to go, we exit the graveyard side by side. Amy's mother drives us back to Yamako. The trip back is very quiet. We wave goodbye as the car drives off, and I glance down at the girl leaning on my arms. How are you feeling? Amy shrugs non-committally. I'll be fine, come on, let's go. We pause outside the girls' dorm, and I turn to face Amy, ready to say goodbye. Why don't you come up for a while? Okay. Are we gonna go to her bed? The walk up to her room is in silence. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to be turned away at the door. I guess I just assumed she wanted to be alone. Her mom, the nurse, heck, everyone who knew the significance of today seems to think it best to leave Amy alone. But she took me into the graveyard with her. She told me the whole story of what happened on the day she lost her legs. She wanted me around. The significance of this does not escape me. Amy opens the door and steps into her room, not even bothering to invite me in, holding the door for me expectantly. I step in and the door swings shut behind me. Hey, can I ask you for a favor? Sure, can't guarantee I'll do it, but... Alright, alright. Emiki goes and pulls me into a kiss that starts as soft but deepens into something almost desperate. Stay with me, please. Okay. Her voice has dropped to a whisper. The question is barely audible over the sound of my own breathing. Mind you, I'm reading this visual novel blind, okay? And I don't think there's an option about if there's any like H animation, anything. Alright? There's something about the way she asked that question, the hesitancy in it, the quiet voice, that makes me think she doesn't mean tonight. No, she means exactly what she says. Stay with me, not tonight or forever. Because both of us know there's no such thing as forever. There's no time limit to her request. There's just the request. The favor. Can I do that? Can I stay with her? Of course. We embrace again, Amy guiding me toward her bed, stepping backwards with care until she sits down on the edge. Okay, it's nice to see you again, Cabocha squash mouse or rat or guinea pig or hamster. Okay, why is the dialogue appears before the transition? I collapsed next to Amy, who almost immediately cursed against me, smiling. For a while we lay in silence, savoring the feeling of being next to one another. Amy is the first to speak. Hey Hisao. Thanks for coming with me today. I smile and plant a kiss on her head. Of course, my pleasure. Amy snuggles closer and I can feel her breathing begin to slacken as she begins to drift off to sleep. Just as she's about to fall asleep, she wakes up enough to mutter a single sentence. I love you, Hisao. Then she's out up like a light, leaving me feeling like I'm on top of the world. I draw the slumbering Amy as close as possible, pull the cover over us to keep the chill off, and fall asleep as happy as I ever been. Yeah, there has to be more, right? You can just end there, but yeah, so far there's no choice decision making for Act 4 yet. You can just end there, lying on the bed, happy ending. One more has to come. The morning light just seems to have reached further into Amy's room than it does into mine. This results in my waking up earlier than I would have if I had gone back to my room last night, as had previously been our routine. I did not realize it until this morning, but this is the first time we actually spent the night together. A small movement from my partner still slumbering form causes me to look to the side. Hair splayed across her face, Amy continues to sleep peacefully curled up next to me. It's likely we are seeing her without her trademark twin tails, but it's also a look I could get used to. The small size of the bed here necessitates her curling up, but I'm pretty sure she would have done so anyway. The covers are nearly over her head, and I smile as an errant strand of hair causes her nose to twitch slightly. Unable to help myself, I draw her a little closer, a move which she seems to think is a good idea. Her steady breath raises a trail of goosebumps on my chest, but I don't mind. I'm no longer tired, but I do not feel a need to move from my current position. Amy's warm body in repose against mine is far too comfortable to move. I gaze up at the ceiling and consider how it is that we got to this point. We've been close for a while, but not this close. It seems like only yesterday that she ran into me in the hallway and after apologizing, decided to take an interest in my well-being. But that grew into something else, which I at least was not expecting. One thing is for certain, having found Amy, I will try as hard as I can not to lose her. My morning musing is interrupted by further movement from Amy. Her eyes flutter open and she seems pretty confused by my presence in her bed. Okay, alright. 8:10. Then she smiles happily and sits up, her face looking down at me. Good morning, Hisao. Hi, sleep well? Yeah, I did. Exhausting day yesterday, you know. I think back over yesterday's trip to the graveyard. Yeah, glad to hear you slept well. How you sleep? Well enough, I thought you kept hogging on the covers. This earns me a sharp and a stuck out tongue. I chuckle and Amy giggles a little, and we fall quiet for a while. I soak up the feeling of how right it all seemed. Waking up with Amy by me, cramped into a bed made for one person. It's something I could get used to. Hey Hisao. Thanks for sticking around. No problem, save me the walker back anyway, right? This draws another giggles, but then Amy's expression turns serious again. No, really, I kept trying to push you away because I thought that was the right thing to do, and you stuck around through it all. I haven't made any of this easy for you, but you stuck it out anyway. So really, I mean it. Thank you. She punctuates this by giving me a kiss, pulling back and looking at me with an expression of affection. I reach up and ruffle her hair, smiling all the while. I'm stupidly lucky, I think, to have come through everything after my heart attack and to somehow have found this girl is nothing short of a miracle. You're very welcome, Amy. I couldn't bear the thought of giving you up. Or even continue to stick around if you want. I like that. That settle it then. I don't know how long my heart will keep working, and I don't even know what I'll do after this year is over, apart from going to university. As long as Emmy's around, I think I'll be okay. I managed to have her and she's managed to have me. If we keep doing that, we'll be okay, I think. So Hisao, what do you want to do today? Okay, is it a good ending? Yes, can you stand up for yourself? Reach Emmy good ending. Let's go. I knew it's going to be close to Emmy's ending because I feel like things is surprisingly going so well. I mean, even though I know that, sorry, Emmy's mother, you had to witness the fight between Emmy's and Hisao, but I know that what I do is the right thing to do. And also, like, I really like it when the credits actually show how the character is being designed. I really like sometimes like they just trying to put the behind the scene in the ending credits. For Leap Studios, you did an amazing job. Wow. I cannot believe. I'm not gonna lie, I really want to end this video right here. But I want to say something. Because I like Amy. Alright. I had to prepare my mental because it's really tough to see bad endings and neutral endings on my favorite characters. But yeah, I still think Misha still deserves to have her own route as well. But yeah, so far, I really want to see the extra. Let's see gallery. Yeah, we have pretty much some of the Emmy's image. And the library. Oh, completion is 47%. Alright. So I'm gonna assume that I look out for neutral and bad endings for Amy, that completion is going to maybe be 48% or 49%. Not much though, but I'm just happy that I finished the Rinse route. The only thing left to do is to find out the neutral ending and the bad endings for Amy's route. But oh yeah, so I'm gonna assume that it's for the bad ending and the neutral endings based on what I did to maybe Act 3 or Act 2. I'm very worried already. So I think it's the opening and this is for Amy's route and this is for Rin's route. So the cinemas I need to follow Shizune's route and the other two routes. Man, it's been weeks. I totally forgot the other two girls' name. I totally forgot this girl's name, and I totally forgot this girl's name. I need to prepare my mentals before the next episode. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, to be honest, I'm very happy of what I did for Amy's route. From now, thank you guys and girls so much for watching. And feel free to comment down below what do you think about Rin's and Amy's route so far. Give these videos a like if you enjoyed these videos, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! For Act for Amy's route. Okay.